This is what my game looked like 6 months ago, and this is what it looks like now. A lot changed, but a lot stayed the same. I did not update the audio, as you can tell, but we got a bit of a graphics overhaul. Hired an artist. Anyways, well, we're a little fucked, to be honest. The idea of this project, which I called RPGPT at the time, was to make a game, a video game, RPG video game, where all the characters, their speech and their actions are controlled by GPT. To be talking to your buddy Arnold. Hey Arnold, what's going on in the town of Landia? And he'd be like, oh man, we just lost all our food. And you'd be like, dang, that sucks. And then the narrative and the gameplay would be emergent from that, right? The key insight would be to link up the language model with like a simple, defined, discrete gameplay system. You know, you see the failings of AI Dungeon, right? Is the LLM, the language model, is deciding what happens, right? And so it just gets nonsensical, too abstract. It doesn't make any sense. There's no game rules, right? What if we took those LLMs, right, and we just bounded it by game rules that were understandable by both the human and the LLMs, right? That's where I think you get some magic, and that's what we're trying to do with this project. So anyways, I thought this would be a pretty simple tech demo to get done in about a week. I was working on a space game for several months called Asterisk, right? This was supposed to be a 1-week side project from Asterisk. A week turned it into a month, and then it was like, okay, we gotta ship on April 1st, right? I picked that date because I was thinking we might not make it in time. We did not make it in time. Anyways, I was like, okay, we didn't make it April 1st. We're shipping end of April, right? Just trying to get it done, and we missed that date too. So if you know what month it is, it's been 4 months since then, about 6 months since I started working on the project total. I've written a 3D renderer from scratch, a whole 3D animation system. I've rewritten the character GPT code several times. So yeah, as I said in the intro, we're a little fucked right now because the experience of playing the game is still a little subpar in my opinion. Now granted, the characters are really entertaining to talk to now. I'll throw up some clips. But you know, it's still not good. So that's what we're going to be working on today. And for the rest of these videos, we just need to make it fun. We need to make it entertaining. We need to make it intelligent. We need to make it a compelling experience that you want to pay money for. That's my goal right now. Get in this real like to rap, God, all my people from the front to the back, nah, with things that arms are long enough to. Here's just a little bit of an explanation of how I'm controlling these characters right now with ChatGPT. So this is the ChatGPT playground, and it lets you mess around with system prompts, what the user says, what the assistant says, right? In this case, the assistant is some kind of dungeon master acting as each of the characters. There's different parts to the system prompt. I just try to load up in the system prompt all the information the AI would need to make good decisions about the game, so who's around them, stuff like that. The game tells ChatGPT what happened in human readable English, and then it responds with JSON payloads that the game parses. You know, if you really think about it, our game, this big 3D game, is really just a really nice front end and different kind of playground for people to interact with and understand multi-agent interactions that are powered by GPT. Right now I'm working on making them not so chatty. They're little chatty catties right now. I mean, not necessarily, you know, what the hell do you want? That's pretty good, but he's still saying something. See, actually, I kind of think the physicist guy, this other character, should have interrupted him there, or said something. How are we going to do that, you ask? Basically, what controls the character's behavior is what they've done in the prequel to your playthrough. There's this document called the drama document, and you kind of describe for each character who says what and what happens, and all of this is burned into their memories before you come into the picture, right? And then I have some code here, so once the drama memories end, it'll say some time has passed, and then they understand, like, oh, the things that are the prequel for when the player gets here happened a while ago, not recently. Now, the drama document is super important because it completely seeds their behavior, even more so than the description of their character, which is over here. It's a couple sentences of who they are. Anyways, right now, all the characters, when they can hear something but they don't say anything, I interject, like I insert between each of these a memory of them saying nothing in response, right? So you can imagine what this does to the AI when it goes and it decides based on the prompt what should happen. Having a lot of memories of the character saying nothing causes the GPT AI to deem it more likely that they say nothing in future conversations. And so many of these characters say more nothing when they should be saying something. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce a silence factor to each character's configuration and description. This will just control a random chance of whether or not a nothing memory is inserted when other people are talking. So hopefully this should give you some pretty fine-tuned control over whether or not they don't say anything when they hear somebody else talking, or even when the player talks directly to them.
Slap, pop, this is a rap, let a robots upon me rap. Was for me to rap, let the computer must be my jeans. I got a laptop, the mop rap, popped it, mop in for what when I.
Well, we've gone ahead and implemented that feature now. Anyway, if you look at the debug information for this character here, you can see they don't ever say nothing. They have no memories of saying nothing. Daniel, on the other hand, you know, he says nothing. He's very accustomed to that. He's very accustomed to being like a Sigma male and just not responding to me. Now let's try out this dynamic where one guy always says something, the other guy can say nothing. So first, if I try and introduce myself to the Sigma male, right? Say, what do you want, stranger? And then the other guy interrupts me, right? And you can see that the Sigma male, he didn't say anything in response to this. He said, keep your wits about you, stranger. I always do. Uh-oh. So no, this is the problem I'm trying to remedy. Sometimes they get into arguments that last like forever. So don't call me partner. That's relief, partner. Just try to be friendly. It's hard for you to trust anyone these days. I can understand that, Daniel. Trust is hard to come by in these parts. Words won't bring back what I've lost, Raphael. This will just go on and on and on and on. Oh my gosh. Like, we gotta do something about this. Alright, I think I know what the issue is now. I actually just realized that... So in this stream of memories... So they might have just overheard some people talking, right? And they're saying nothing in between these depending on their silence factor, and that's all fine and dandy. But something I just realized is characters in this like little history, there's no information for when a conversation has ended. Because the way I'm doing things, for a conversation to end, the character has to decide to say nothing. And I don't have any examples in their memory of somebody directly saying something to them, even if it's goodbye, and then replying with nothing. Which is how conversations end. That's why they're not ending conversations. There's no examples of them ending conversations, right? They never say nothing when somebody's directly talking to them. I think what I'm going to do is actually introduce a new action called End Conversation. And that way, each character can kind of announce to the world exactly when they want to end the conversation, so that the other characters know. And then I can include that in the drama document. That should improve things greatly. You know, that way, just like not saying anything is no longer the only way to end a conversation. So I've just finished implementing characters being able to signal to one person or everybody that they no longer want to converse with them. Alright, you guys, we have a problem. I just noticed something pretty bad. Daniel fired their shotgun at nobody, brutally murdering them. That's not right. I'm gonna need to figure out why that's happening as well. That's not good. Yo, you guys. Look at this dialogue that just happened. Damn right, I just said lasagna to screw with them. Damn right, you can't please me. Lasagna will fix my problems. Fair enough, partner. But a good can sure make things a little better, even if it ain't fixing everything. I don't need no lasagna to make things better. I don't need anything or anyone. I get it, Daniel. We'll feel alone sometimes. I ain't looking for sympathy, just leave me be. Don't need to get riled up, partner. I'll leave you be. Bro! I feel like that's good, but I'm a little conflicted. It's like just a little bit too helpful. I'm trying to cajole them to be kind of more, not ChatGPT-esque, where they're constantly assisting you, you know? I'm trying to get them angry, right? I think I've made a lot of progress towards that goal today. But yeah, that change where they end conversation, it totally worked. You see, they ended the conversation there. They're outputting end conversation messages, right? Everything's working. That's just a taste of what's to come. Next time we're doing goals, we want to give a direction to the player, tell them what to do. If you want to play this game for free now and later when that stuff is in there, join the Discord and the link in the description.
Coffee, cough, tap, snap, from that rap, profit made a living and a killing off it. Ever since Bill Clinton was still an artist with molecular wins, teeth filling on his nutsack. I'm an